Mm-hmm. Barely. Man, I have not been able to put down Spider-Man. I haven't been able to put down the game.
Is little Mark. He is a little Marky. Emily, don't let Pumpkin scratch this chair anymore. I was letting her too. I'm saying I'm not going to either. But why don't you what? You were saying something. Why don't you what? Like, if I have to, I'm gonna buy a spray that makes her never want to touch this chair again. And she'll vomit. She'll vomit everywhere. And she's gonna like it. She's gonna go yum yum yum. Bleh. Wait, Marky, is the stream on Discord working?
I don't know. I'm in the middle of a mission right now.
I see. I have to admit, something I don't like about this Final Fantasy game is that the sound profile is well all over the place. What, baby? Oh, okay. Stop, baby. I'm in the middle of something. I've actually been very impressed with this game so far. You want to watch for a little bit?
What is it?
There's dominance in this game.
What is it?
It's Final Fantasy 16.
There's 15 others?
There's more than 15 others.
WTF?
And they're all pretty good at a base level. Some of them aren't good though.
It looks like Harry Potter.
It looks like what? It looks like what?
Harry Potter.
It looks nothing like Harry Potter at all. Harry Potter? Blood. Blood. Oh, ouchie. Let me stop hurting my fans' ears.
God.
Yeah, I know their ears are probably hurting.
What? Nip? Rum Runner.
I know.
Good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones.
I love. No, fucking not.
鉄王国の兵士どもだ。
タイタンに手ひどくやられたが、だが数は少ない。あれは本体じゃないな。
待て。シヴァのドミナントがいる。ついてるぜ。
何？間違いないのか？
あの国じゃドミナントは奴隷も同然化け物だってな。クリスタル聖教を信仰する奴らにとって召喚獣の権限は最も危険な儀式。それを執り行うことが許されているのは司祭どもだけだ。
さっさと片付けるぞ。
Dude, what the fuck?
What Alvation and Naukin, Alad Scully asked.
Wait, I had to kill her?
エイミス、
Oh.
俺たちで数を損ぞ。
任せろ。
ワイバー、お前は目標を叩け。
Oh, that's Shiva. I thought that Shiva was a little blonde girl. I mean, I have fire and she's ice, so this should be pretty quick and easy. I might take this ring off because I kind of feel like I'm playing on baby mode. Damn. Dude, I keep trying to use Spider-Man controls in this fucking game. Oh, my fucking arm.
No, please.
Please what?
I have to play as MJ again.
Oh, yeah. I will give you some... Oh, wait. It won't matter to you. In Spider-Man 2, the MJ game, like the MJ gameplay, is actually fun. Like, it's good. I'd be okay with a spin-off game of just that.
やったか。
まだ息がある。
急げ。 別の一団が来るぞ。
まさかそんな、なんでジルが。
どけ。俺が片付けてやる。
Yeah, fuck you, dickhead.
もう来やがった。おい、何をやってる。
ロードヘイダーベブラ
くそ、来るぞ。いい加減にしろ、ワイバ
すまない、俺は。
So their entire family had icons. Bit cracked.
ー。ワイバー、集中しろ。
彼女を知っている。
何を言ってる。状況がわからんのだ。このままじゃやられるぞ。気を引き締めろ。
Dude, these Iron Bloods are a bunch of bitches. Dude, why can't I push a button to cinematically throw all of the blood off of my blade? That'd be sick.
できない。できない。
サンブレック広告を裏切るのか。
俺はただ生きるために剣を振るってきただけだ。あの国に忠誠を誓った覚えはない。誰の指図も受けない。
Oh, well, this guy's a little baby.
ならば俺は任務を果たして生き延びる。その娘と貴様を殺した。
こんなところで死にはしない。俺も彼女も。
お酒。
This is Tiamat? Dude, I'm really zipping on this guy. This guy's a little baby bitch. Too easy. This might be my favorite battle theme for Final Fantasy games, like the victory theme. It's fucking awesome. Kill them all. Is he doing that?
Are you kidding me?
Good ass music, man. Oh, it's the pupper. And dude,
シドは早く
Sid. Of course.
はもうたさあこっちだ
At least the dog survived.
くそどうなってる
風獄区かダルメキアの壁か鉄王国の軍勢すら一掃できんとは召喚獣タイタンが聞いて呆れるまあ芝は抑えたかとはいえ私を好きにしたいならもっと働いてもらわねば
姉さんあの雷鳴
そのうち嫌でも顔を合わせる見つけたぞ裏切り者シドタイに通達こちらも動く
I don't understand. Are people just gathering up the dominance? I feel like I've seen a really good movie so far that I don't know the story of at all. It's like I'm watching a really budget Game of Thrones with magic. Like real magic. Not just fire being thrown around.
お前も随分大物になったな
そいつのおかげで助かったんだ感謝しろよ
トルガル
ん
こいつの名はトルガルだ
顔なじみか道理でやけに吠えてきたわけだそれじゃ後の世話はお前に任せるぞクライブ・ロズフィールドさっきの炎を操り剣を振るう姿あれはフェニックスのナイトそのものだ噂には聞いていたが本当に生きていたとは
I'll be back.
Alright, back boy.
安心しろお前をどうこうしたいわけじゃない俺たちの目的はこの子を口説くことさ目立った傷はないが一度見た方がいいだろうなグーツ頼む
何をする気だいえ
俺たちの隠れ家に連れてく。このままにもしておけない。いいぞ。
Who the fuck is this goofball?
お前も来い。
What's wrong?
彼女が心配だろ。
シド、早く帰ろう。バーサにどやされる。
詳しい話は向こうについてからだ。行くぞ。
Alright, well, at least we got the pupper dog. Not just any dog. He's a pupper dog. Oh, we're not really that far from the starting castle. Boo 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 boo. Ugh.
もうじき着く。
まだ黒の一帯の中だぞ。
ああ、その通りだ。こんなところに住むバカはいない。魔法も使えず草木も生えない土地にな。それが世間の常識でね。
なるほど、それで隠れ家か。
ようこそ我が家へ。
How did Jill survive? Wasn't she, like, literally right next to the explosion? Oh. Good-ass music. Honestly... Hold on, champs. It's time. I've been waiting too long to bust these out. By the way, Marcus, what the fuck did you do to these headphones you gave back to me?
What do you mean?
The fabric and the earmuffs are, like, destroyed.
I have no idea.
They just fell apart?
Yeah.
I see.
Like,
Also, you left one of your chair screws in the box.
Oh, so whatever. You can throw that away.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Silly. Alright, I'll be right back. Well, I guess not yet, but fuck you. Fuck you, Mark. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
What, me? It wasn't me. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm being a fucking moron. Duh. Alright, let's see.
Oh
boy, I found a glitch.
Wow, that sounds better. Holy shit.
なんとかやってるの
20,
さ。
almost 20 hours in.
ここで取れたん
find
だ。
the first glitch.
えらく手間暇はかかったかな。
I'm surprised you found one at all.
いけるの？
Pretty good.
戻ったのね。
The game was really tight when I played it, at least.
その子が例のドミナント。
意識が戻らない。
Oh, well, we got our first
ちょっと体の方を
disconnect
見てもらえないか？
for the camera for the night.
わかったわ。グツ、手伝ってちょうだい。
Iron spider suit.
ばあさんが。
来季は
Oh, really? That one's in Spider-Man 2 as well.
とびきり腕のいい医者なんだ。任せておけばいい。
Yeah, I'm like constantly changing
好きに見
costumes.
て回れ。俺は部屋にいる。
Wow. These ow, 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 ow. There we go. There we go. That should be right on the money now. Perfect. Holy shit, this sounds so much better. It's not even close.
なんだい？赤字の帳簿なんて見ても面白くないぜ。
おお、なるほどの。
Oh, you asshole game. Why do games even bother to add clairvoyance if they're not going to actually add clairvoyance?
ソータの暮らしはもう
シードのやつ、もう部屋に戻っちまった。
さて、あとはシドの部屋の片付けだな。
ちょっとした仕掛けを考えてるんだが、こいつがなかなかうまくいかなくてな。さて、クライブ・ロズフィールド、お前、あそこで何をしてた？
I'm
ザンブレック
coming
公国
back.
軍のベアラーなんだろう。だとしたら、戦場の混乱に乗じたドミナントを
Wait,
指
Emily.
す。
You're not putting any plants in the bathtub, are you? Okay, good. Because I need to get a shower still. What's wrong with that one?
Lots of things.
What's wrong with it?
I get water, but I forgot to just take care of it. So tomorrow I'm gonna
Cut it?
Yeah, maybe trim it a bit and also try to get it less. Like I don't know why it's all folded up like this.
Well, I put it up there.
You fold it up?
What do you mean fold it?
Like all the leaves are on top of each other.
I wrapped it up on top of the thing because it was literally in my hamper.
Okay, make some of the leaves die off.
I mean, I had no choice. I told you it was in my hamper. Is it okay?
One of the stems died.
But will it be alright? Can the stem come back? Okay.
およそそんなところか。
殺そうとして気づいた。なぜ彼女が？
それであの子を助けるために仲間を切って一緒に逃げようとしたか。ベアラーが任務を放棄すりゃ極刑と決まってる。逃げたところでその刻印だ。いずれは軍の耳にも入るだろう。
Also, Tom,
Yo,
you know what Gemini and I did yesterday?
what'd you do?
We watched Pulp Fiction.
I've never seen it.
Good movie.
Oh, well, yeah.
ああ、フィールド系
So I've heard. Isn't it the one where the one of the actors says the N-word?
Oh, they say it a lot.
Oh, really? I thought it was just once.
Oh yeah.
客への礼儀ってや
Nah,
つさ。
it's
ジ
a
ルをどう
lot.
するつもりだ。
どうもしない。自
Oh,
分の意志
I'm
で
sorry.
生きてくれりゃいい。
I didn't think it would kill the
利
thing.
用する気ならもっとうまく
Is it
やって
okay?
保護してるだけさ。
Alright, cool.
ドミナントやベアラーたちをな。だがこんなことしてりゃ国から目をつけられちまう。ここの連中を守るために一人でも多くの腕利きが必要でね。力を貸してくれないか、クライブ。
シドだったな。彼女のことを任せていいか。弟の仇を討つまでは何も考えられない。
仇？
もう一体の火の召喚獣。それを狩るドミナントを探している。
火の召喚獣に2体目がいた。噂は事実だってのか。
あの日俺は弟に生かされた。だから泥水をすすってでも生きてきた。弟のジョシュアの仇を討つためだけに生きてきたんだ。奴らの監視から逃れることができた。今しかない。これがきっと最後の機会だろう。最後の。
ならもう少し付き合え。
仲間にはなれない。
最後まで聞け。ザンブレクのロストウィングという村にコートから逃れたベアラーたちが集まってる。そこに火のドミナントらしき奴がいると知らせがあった。
本当か？
どうだ、付き合うか？
仇が見つかるまでだ。
支度を急げよ。大広間に行きゃ誰かいるだろう。手を貸してもらえ。いいな。
Give me 1 second, homies. What in the fuck is a fenestrated sheepskin?
Um,
Just has holes in
what's
it?
this? guessing that's a sheepskin that's been thrown out a window.
No, that's defenestrated, you little fuck. Let's try that, you little bastard. I might just replace the ear pads on the headphones I already have, because I already have the replacement pads, and switch these out for them because they're definitely good.
うちの大
前に教
将はいつも
えてくれた料理の評判よかったわよ。
Wait, where am I going?
あら本当？故郷の味が褒められると嬉しいわね。
Jesus Christ, dude. I went from being unable to hear most of the soundstage in this game to being able to hear this man's leather boots creak when he moves.
ばあさんの店と火事場があるよ。ばあさんは取り込み中だし、火事場が先だね。この奥にあるから。
火事場か。行ってみよう。
待って、これを持っていくといいよ。鍛冶師のブラックソンはお酒が大好きなんだ。多分これで話を聞いてくれる。
I'm speaking to the surly smith.
だったらなんだ。用がないならさっさと失せろ。
シドとロストウィングに向かう。その前に装備を整えたい。
知らねえ野郎のためになんだって俺が働くんだな。
そういうことか。届け物だ。
なるほど。あいつの入れ知恵だな。
What'd you say, Mike?
一肌脱いでやるか。
It seems like I'm getting closer to
ザンブレクのベアラーヘってのは愛も変わらずひどい装備をしてやがる。
What just happened?
まあ今日だけは特別だ。ありものでこしらえて。
As a favorite of Gates. Wait, is that who I think it is? The psychologist? Is this guy named after? No, I'm thinking of Goth. Nice work, goats.
オンに切る。
シドに振り回されんよ。せいぜい頑張んな。
グツに礼を言うか。 助かったよ。装備が整った。
そうよかった。着いたぞ。もう少しだ。
What's wrong? Did you find a bug? What were you doing? Lumpy.
Lumpmania.
Oh, Marky. She is Lumpmania.
Oh, the knockover did a lot of damage to that plant. I have to try to save it. I had to take a little flip.
Is that the one that's poisonous to cats?
Well, they're all kind of poisonous, but it's not like she ate them.
No, I mean like really poisonous. Like she could eat one and she wouldn't die?
Probably not. She's fine.
I'm just making sure.
水を持ってきてくれ。俺が行くよ。あっちよ、お願い。水を汲んでくるから。
おい、待て。まったく、なんだって言うんだ。
Did it say that guy was a curmudgeon?
彼らは
ザンブレクのベアラーを保護したのさ。主が変わってひどい扱いを受けていたようだ。こいつは治療が必要だな。すまんがタルヤを呼んできてもらえるか。上の階の医務室にいる。頼む、急いでくれ。
タルヤ、あの医者のことか。
あら、お見舞いなら別の機会にどうぞ。彼女眠ってるから。
いや、あんたを呼びに来た。保護したベアラーを見てもらいたいそうだ。
患者はどこ？
ああ、下の広場に。
これで大丈夫ね。患者を医務室に運んで。
Baby. Em, why are you holding the button? Oh, okay. I thought, no, I said, why are you holding the button? It looked like you were holding it down instead of just letting it do it. How much are you grinding? You chose now to do that? All done? No.
大忙しだわ。
You're done. And I said you're done. This is why doors are the best thing ever, Emily. Are you going to bed?
ベアラーを保護するときはいつも怪我人が。
今回はまだうまく助けられ
There's the empty pralines jar.
もっとひどい時もある。
Why would they want you to do that? And what does that have to do with anything?
俺はオットーだ。ここのことなら何でも聞いてくれ。
出かける支度をしている。あとは道具を揃えるだけだ。
ならカローンばあさんだな。
Which one did you grind? Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
あ、そうする。
助かったぜ。礼はまた今度。
ここに着くつもりはない。礼は不要だ。
そう言うなよ。助けられりゃ恩に報いるってのがここの流儀なんでね。
Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta... What incarnation? Oh, the tutorial is occurring.
Taske あんたがカロンか。いくらか道具を融通してほしい。
ご挨拶だね。まずは名乗ったらどうだ、新エリ。
クライブだ。
お前さん、あの子の飼い主だそうじゃないか。シドが拾ってきてからというもの、私が毎日餌をやってたのさ。
That's a lot.
これからはあんたがちゃんと面倒見てやんな。
A whole jar.
もう一人にするんじゃないよ。
The standardized measurement of a jar.
世話になったな。
感謝するなら言葉よりも金をお出し。私は商人の端くれだ。金さえ出し、
You're gonna what?
それなりのもの。
Okay. Just come get me, nerd. Okay, don't come get me then, nerd. I didn't touch it. Oh, she's too busy eating that plant that's poisonous. She really likes that spot all of a sudden. I tried to tell her, she didn't listen. I did too. She needed to just get there on their own, I guess. It's when we started watching that cult leader show, she really liked watching it.
I think she wants to be a tyrant too.
I don't know if she's a better cult leader or a tyrant. Mark, what do you think? Does Lumpy want to be a tyrant or a cult leader more?
Or a mob boss.
Or a mob boss. She is Don Lumpione.
You have to stay.
Yeah. Marky?
She's not very charismatic.
Mark isn't interested in answering.
Fuck him. But
No, that's not.
No, he didn't say no, he just didn't answer.
well, Lump isn't very charismatic, so.
I guess she'd be more of a mob boss.
Mark said mob boss. I kind of agree. She is Don Lumpione. I love Don Lumpione.
You have your phone?
Yeah, of course. Sure you can. What?
It's giving Don Lumpione.
She always gives Don Lumpione.
なんだ、腹でも減ったのかい。飼い主からもらいなよ。クライブだったか。これもきっと何かの縁だ。
What?
I guess she's the lovable enforcer.
あの小袋を
No, she's a lieutenant.
余計に仕入れちまって困ってたんです。
Alright, Mark, what do you think? Is Pumpkin a lieutenant, a captain, or an enforcer in Lumpy's Mafia?
I guess I could have just showed you the photo instead of something.
Yeah, no, you could have.
Yeah.
She's an assassino. Oh, he said Pumpkin's a captain.
She's not a captain.
What is happening?
That's what she looks like right now.
You know you can post it in the Discord.
Only for the stream queen.
Yeah, for real. Only for the stream team. Unique stream-only content.
ありがとう。
今後ともごひいきに。
He's just a pupper dog.
Yeah, but he's cute.
Pumpkin, why are you sitting like that? Uh-oh. Pumpkin's on the move.
大広間の方騒がしかったわね。
あんた新入りだな。いいところに来てくれた。厨房が忙しくて手が足らなくてな。ちょっとテーブルまで料理を運んでもらえないか。もちろんタダでとは言わないさ。ダチンにその箱の中身をくれてやるからよ。
The fat chunk.
助かるよ。あんたの名は
クライブだ。
よろしくな、クライブ。俺はケネス。厨房の一切を取り仕切ってる。さて、運んでほしい料理は3皿だ。どれも出来たてで熱いから気をつけろよ。
I won't be careful. Oh, that's what that's from.
口にしてなかったな。食事を持ってきた。
The accepting a side quest sound was a meme on TikTok for a while. I thought it was from Zelda, actually. I didn't know it was from this. Kind of surprised.
頑張れよ、新入り。
シードのやつ、もう部屋に戻っちまった。付き合い。
あんたの分の料理だ。
わざわざ運んでくれたのかい。歩くのが辛いから助かるよ。前の主人に散々働かされて足を痛めてしまってね。でもここはこんな私でも受け入れてくれる。本当にありがたく思っているよ。
God damn, dude, the music in this is so good.
なるほど。畑仕事にはこんなものまで。おい、食事だ。
ああ、読み終わったら食べるよ。ここのみんなの力になりたくてね。今はとにかく役に立つ知識を得たいんだ。
早く食べないと冷めるぞ。
分かったよ。ありがとう。
すべて運んだな。
Man, that guy needs to learn the power of taking a necessary break. Just saying.
おお、運び終わったか。ありがとうよ。
料理を運んだ先の客はすべてベアラーだった。ここではベアラーが人と同じように暮らしているのか。
ああ、そうさ。この隠れ家はそういう場所だからな。ベアラーってのは外では奴隷みたいに扱われる。自分から話すことも飯を食うこともできない。もちろん温かい飯なんてありえねえ。でもこの隠れ家じゃ自分の意思で話して自分の意思で飯が食えるんだ。それだけでもここに来た甲斐があるってもんだろ。さて、約束通り打賃を渡そう。そこの箱の中身を持っていくといい。
You did. Give me my reward, pussy. Come for you next, Mark. Or watcher, I guess. Oh, Marky. What's the badge of metal? Oh, hell yeah. Let's just do these little side quests real quick. I'm pretty sure it'll help us because we're so early on. It's like inputting a cheat code.
やれやれ、困ったな。木材が足らなくなっちまった。おお、あんた、ちょうどよかった。ちょっくら修繕用の木材をもらってきてくれねえか?
Be happy to. Man, I've been really wanting to play some Warcraft 3 recently. Wait, what'd you say?
手が離せなかったんだ。
大工仕事か。
Oh, really?
空の文明の遺跡はもともと頑丈ではあるんだが、それでも長年放っておくと崩れちまう。
I said I've been really wanting to play some Warcraft 3 recently.
こまめに修繕したくんだよ。せっかく育てた苗木が
Be
潰されちま
happy
ったら
to.
大変だしな。
それで、
Work,
その
work,
木材という
work.
のはどこに行けばもらえるんだ？
木材作業所にいるやつに声をかけてみてくれ。必要なもんを教えてくれるはずだ。すまないな。頼んだぞ。
Oh shit, I didn't get to prioritize it. Fuck. Pling, 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 pling. Okay, there we go.
Just ちょっといいか。修繕用の木材をもらってくるよう頼まれたんだが。
ああ、ジョフロワ親方だろ。木材ならまとめておいたぜ。そこに立てかけてあるから持って行ってくれ。
そうしよう。
手伝ってもらって助かるぜ。ありがとな。
Lazy assholes are just standing there talking when they could be bringing these plants over to Master Joffrey.
さて、あの大工のところへ持っていこう。
Don't they know they're gonna drown if he leaves for even a moment?
おお、早かったな。修繕用の木材をもらってきてくれたかい?
これでいいのか?
What if he says no?
問題ねえ。ありがとうよ。おかげで修繕がはかどるぜ。
遺跡の中の生活なんて危険に思えるが。
Dude, this like little hideout is 100% going to get invaded by the enemy at some point. It's gonna get found and invaded. 100% sure of this fact.
これを持って行ってくれ。
礼など。
いいってことよ。ここでの生活は持ちつ持たれつさ。
Gilbug. I have retrieved the sacks. Snaxophone. I don't give a shit about this. I don't want to do this at all. Get me the fuck out of here. I have to do this? Man, I haven't unlocked shit.
Wait, why am I in the game?
That was Brosum's big brother.
Ah, see.
Oof. Oh. Damn, I want to practice the, I gotta practice the parry. That wasn't it. That wasn't it either. Hey, Nick. Ah!
Hey, I saw that. Hey.
Dude, how the fuck are you supposed to parry in this game? I'm dying here. Can you just not parry that? Do I need to just hit at the exact same time that he's about to hit me? Like, does my sword actually... Nope, it's parryable. I just suck. Confirmed. Or that. Yeah. I'm just trying to practice right now. Alright, hold on.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck you.
You know, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, and then that... Yeah, no, you just press square. You just have to time it well. I actually just suck. Maybe this guy's just really hard to parry. Oh. But you suck the best, Tom. You're darn right. Man, fuck this stupid asshole. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm bringing Brosum in. Come here. I like the little noise he makes. Nope, I can't even parry Brosum. Damn, still not a parry. Nope. I can't even parry the single weakest enemy in the game. Oh, I'm getting mad. Nope. Alright. Come on, bro, so get over here. Nope. Still fucked it. Still fucked it. Christmas break is almost over. Mine's already ended. Poor Nicholas. Sucks to be you, yeah. Well, you know, in the US, we're not guaranteed any holidays, so... Like in the US, you get to be thankful that they give you even one day off. I just can't parry in this game to save my life, man. There we go, finally. Like, I mean this very seriously, Nick. There's literally no legal obligation to give somebody days off, ever. Okay, I got one. I'm getting angry about the lack of days off. It's empowering me. I'm letting my anger flow. Damn. And there goes the anger. Well, I mean, the thing is, most people get days off. Like, when I say that, I mean like 99.9% of people get paid time off every year. It's just that, it's used as a bargaining chip, not a right. Like, especially in my state, Pennsylvania, it is brutal. Like, the laws in Pennsylvania are fucking brutal. Like, in Pennsylvania, you don't even have to give people a reason why they're being fired. You just have to tell them that they're fired. And that's it. And you can fire them for any reason. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, alright, we're back already. I'll be right back.
Oh, Spider-Man.
God damn it. So guys, there's a huge tragedy just occurred. Japan had a really bad day. There was a big earthquake over there, but there was an airline that just caught on fire with like 367 people on board in midair. They just caught on fire.
Well, the earthquake happened yesterday.
Oh, well, whatever. But recently, it's been bad over there. But every single person survived. That's how you know America wasn't involved. They did just let them die because they don't have enough airplane insurance. So I think you have to hit them with the sword right before they hit you. So like, I have to wait until he's like really about to swing. But like I said, the I wasn't done talking about how horrible it is, Nick. Like, for example, Nick, in Germany, if you get sick or like a family member dies, how much time do you have off? Paid, not unpaid. Well, there has to be a limit, Nick. It can't just be indefinitely. It can't just be you're good until you're healthy. Like, what if you lose a leg and you're out for like 12 months? Or you have some freak disease and you're out for like 12 months. That's why I changed it to you have some kind of freak disease. Or let's say things just continuously happen to you over and over again and you're out indefinitely. There's got to be a limit. Oh, I see. So you guys, I looked it up really quick. It seems like you guys count that as part of the guaranteed holidays for you. So like you're guaranteed 4 weeks of holiday per year, but sick days are counted into that if you need to take them. Is what it seems like. What?
Good night, love you.
Oh, good night, I love you too. Get the cats out of your room. Hey Google, turn off the lights.
Hey Google, turn them on.
Oh, no, okay. So I have correct information from the City of Hamburg's website. But if you're employed in Germany, you are legally entitled to paid sick leave for up to 12 weeks, but only if you get a sick note, which is translated from Arbeitsunfähigkeitsbescheinigung. So, 6 weeks. How much unemployed or unpaid can you guys get? Like, if you're willing to go unpaid, how long are you guaranteed that your job will still exist? Because 6 weeks is really not a long time at all. That's much shorter than I anticipated out of you guys. The US has a longer job guarantee than 6 weeks. Like, in the US, if like let's say your mom dies, like if my mom were to die tomorrow, my company is legally get that shit out of here. Nick, can you get this stupid fuck out of here? Thank you, Nick. In the US, like let's say my mom were to get sick and die tomorrow, my company is legally forced to give me 12 weeks off. Unpaid, though. They don't have to pay me. But I'm guaranteed at least a minimum of 12 weeks per year. If I'm sick or something horrible happens. Yes, Nick. 12 weeks. But you only get 12 weeks for a full year. So, like, let's say my mom dies and then I'm out for 12 weeks and then my dad dies, I don't get any additional time. I just get 12 weeks. Period. And that's all there is to it. And that counts for if I get injured, if a family member gets injured, if someone dies, anything. But it's unpaid. All that it does is guarantee that I don't lose my job. Like in the US, if you it's called FMLA is what it's called. It stands for Family Medical Leave Act. So if anyone in your immediate family gets sick and dies, or gets sick and you're their primary caregiver, you get 12 weeks. You get a whole 2 days of unpaid in Germany? Really? That's awful. You're guaranteed 2 days if your family member dies? That's unfathomable to me, man. The day they die and for the funeral, man, that is... That's rough, my guy. That is brutal. Holy shit. That's terrible. Well, surely you can use your holiday time if you need to grieve, right? Like you can spend like paid time off for that. Yeah, you can. Okay. That's probably what the expectation is because I imagine no Pumpkin, bad Pumpkin, you've ruined the share, Pumpkin, bad Pumpkin, and so the well, what the fuck was I saying before? Pumpkin was a bad kitty. Yeah, the expectation is probably that German people don't take nearly as many time off as they can. So they just let people take off, I'm guessing. I only got 2 days off back then. Yeah, but were you eligible to take holiday time if you needed to? That's the thing that matters. But I quit right after as well. Oh, well. So there's something really crafty that I don't know if it's a thing in Germany as well, but Nick, have you ever heard of something called unlimited PTO, paid time off? Unlimited paid time off. No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a rather American invention, but there are a lot of American companies that are now starting to adopt this practice called unlimited paid time off. So if you're working in a company and that's their time off policy, you can literally take off as much time as you want and it's paid. Don't have to work those days, don't have to do anything those days, whenever you want to. And the reason that they're doing this is because some research was done after, I think Google was the first one to do this. No, there's no limit, Nick, for paid time off at all. However, they can fire you if you don't accomplish your tasks and you're taking too much time off. They won't fire you for taking time off. They'll fire you for not doing all of your tasks. But they leave it up to you to determine how to get that done. They don't care as long as the job gets done is essentially the idea. But the what they found in the research is that if you offer people unlimited, you can take as much time as you want, versus offering people you can have 20 days a year, what they've found is that the average person, like most people, just don't take any time off. They take much less time off than if they were given 20 days. Because when people are given 20 days, They actually take the 20 days. But when you tell them it's unlimited, you can use it whenever you want, they just never go anywhere. They just don't take it. They just choose not to because they don't have to. There's no limit. It's just working until your work is done. Well, that's a different policy. That's also something that a lot of American companies are starting to adopt. So, Nick, you'll realize very quickly that how high quality your life is in the United States is just 100% dependent on who you work for. Of course people take them all, yeah. But if you tell people, hey, you can just have unlimited PTO, they never take any time off. Ever. They just don't even ask for it. Because they know they can take it whenever they need to or want to. So they just don't. They just don't take it. Yeah, it is. It is really just a psychology thing. If you tell people, hey, you can take off whenever you want, they will never take a single day off. But if you tell people you only have 20 days that you can take off, you had better fucking believe they will take every single one of those 20 days off just to fuck you for telling them they only have 20. Humans are very spiteful. They get revenge. But the, like I was saying, your quality of life in the United States 100% depends on the company you work for, because the company that you work for in the US can either have, like, there are two experiences. Like, let's assume it's a spectrum. There's two ends of the spectrum. There's this end where they force you to work 12 hours a day every single day of the week. They never give you any days off. They pretend that they're giving you the legal minimum, but they don't. And if you say anything or complain, they're going to fire you immediately, and there's nothing you can do about it, and your life sucks. And that's just how it is. Then there's the other side of the spectrum, where you get 4-hour workdays, you get unlimited PTO, you get therapy for free through your workplace, you get free health insurance, you get free dentistry, you get free vision coverage, you get free everything, and then you get a huge paycheck as well. There's two different realities in the United States. If you're living on this side, your life is great. If you're living on this side, I don't think there is possibly a better life experience you can get anywhere in the world. But if you're living on this side, you may as well be living in Colombia. It's terrible. Most people obviously fall like somewhere in the middle in the spectrum, but the people who lean more towards this end, they're the real winners. And typically the people who lean more towards this end are like doctors, lawyers, people with master's degrees or above, like highly educated, harder to replace people. Thinking they're missing out on someone. No, I think it's spite, because in the United States, that's the only time that you get to be off and get paid is when you take PTO. That's it. There is no other situation where you can possibly be off and get paid. I doubt it. Doubt what? Like, if you lose PTO that you don't take, then you will feel like you miss out on them. So, of course, you take all 20. You're not understanding, Nick. Most companies in the United States, nowadays at least, they let you roll over your PTO into the next year. Like, for example, this year, because I very rarely go on any vacations, this year, I had enough PTO to the point where if I really wanted to, for Christmas break, I could have chosen to take off up to 3 weeks. But I didn't want to be off for that long because that's just a whole pile of work for me to do when I get back. So that would have been very unpleasant. So I took a week off. a week and like some change I took off. But like for me, if I want to and I just don't take vacation time, I can just save up, I think, up to 3 months at my company of PTO. Then just went for like 2 months. That's kind of what I like to do. But the thing is, you have to understand, like, in my position specifically, I can't speak for everybody's position. Maybe in some positions you could get away with this. But if I were to go away for 2 months, the whole department would shut down. The company would be fucked if I just left for 2 months. It wouldn't work. And they have a limit on how much time you can take at once. Like, a lot of companies don't let you take off for more than a month at a time. Like, that's part of their policy. They just won't let you. Even if you have the time. They don't care. And a lot of companies... Dude, man, employment law in the United States is so fucking complicated, Nick. It's ridiculous. It is insane how complicated employment law gets in the United States. Kralbin?
Howdy.
How's it going, buddy?
Well, one of my monitors died, so not great.
Oh, are you sure it's not just the port?
Yeah, the TV is dead.
Oh, that's not good. What happened to it?
Like the picture just died.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, no, Nick,
Went out.
depending on the state that you live in the United States, you have a completely different life experience. Like, it is legitimately like living in different countries. Like, if you live in California, you have a 100% different life experience than if you
Alabama.
Yeah, if you live in Alabama or Texas or like Kentucky. It's just completely different.
Fucked up because depending on where you live in Texas is completely different than
Yeah, because Texas
somewhere
is
else
so
in Texas.
big. But state law in Texas overrides city law. But yeah, like Nick, it gets really complicated because like me, I would say I am a total expert on Pennsylvania employment law. Just because of the nature of my job. Like, I am literally an HR director in Pennsylvania. So, if I go to New Jersey, or I go to Delaware, or I go to New York, or Texas, or Maryland, or any other state, all of the laws are completely different. Like, I literally... Let me put it to you this way, Nick. I literally could not take my experience here in Pennsylvania with my job and just simply go to another state and work. Because I wouldn't know the law as well. Like, I could, and I could pick up on the law as I go, but it really is that different and that complicated depending on the state that you're in. Like, for example, here in Pennsylvania, you have a backup plan for... Oh, there's thousands of HR positions in just the state of Pennsylvania. And like I said, I could do it. It would just take a lot of effort to learn the new laws. What do you do when they say remove Philadelphia? No, that's fine. Philadelphia can be removed and I'd still be able to work in the entire state of Pennsylvania. Like, it's Pennsylvania state law that I'm an expert in. Or employment law. Sorry, I mean state. I'd be boned. But that's never going to happen, so. So, like I said, I'm an expert in Pennsylvania employment law. But I am a journeyman in New Jersey and Delaware employment law. Tell them the plans have been made. No. But yeah, yeah. I would be able to work in some of these other states, but it would just take some learning time. Well, let me be clear. There are some states that are just so stand out for their employment law, like it's so weird that if you're in HR, you mostly just know the employment law of that place. Like, for example, I know quite a bit of employment law for California, simply because California is the biggest fucking pain in the ass of all time when it comes to employment law. They have the most complicated and most strict and most insane rules for employment imaginable. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have Pennsylvania, where the rules don't even exist. Like, in Pennsylvania, so Nick, let me ask you this. In Germany, where you're at, are you guaranteed a break while you're at work?
Oh.
Like, say you're working for 8 hours, are you guaranteed a paid break of some kind? Yeah. So how long is the break? One with 20 minutes and one with an hour? Holy shit. Yeah, that's like hitting the lottery for a break in the United States if you get that. In the state of Pennsylvania, I don't know if that's mandatory, but usually that's what I got. That's probably close to the ballpark of mandatory then. In the state of Pennsylvania, I'm not required to give you anything no matter how long you work. Unless you are under the age of 18, or you are specifically an agricultural worker working on a farm during the months of June, July, and August. If you are an agricultural worker working outside on a farm in June, July, and August of the year, I have to give you a 30-minute break, but there's no time limitations on it. So I can give you a 12-hour shift and give you a 30-minute break. There's laws still from the slave times. No, you want to know what's really funny? The provision for the agricultural workers is actually like one of the first union laws in the country. Like, a union banded together and made this become law to protect employees. That's how shit employment is in the United States, in certain states. In some states, I think the law goes way too far and is way too specific. But in other states, I think the law is just so ridiculously loose, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of more of the simple but blanket laws for employment law that aren't super complicated. Like, adding in this exception for specifically farmers during June, July, and August, that's just fucking insane. Just make it so that everyone has a 30-minute break. That's just so much easier and so much more obvious, and just, what are you doing? Why are you making this complicated? However, you have to understand, I'm living in the state that recently used $600,000 of taxpayer money to declare this year the official era of Taylor Swift. So, I mean, you take the good with the bad, I guess. Unions are mandatory by law here, by the way. Yeah, that's just not a thing in the United States. Though, when you talk about unions in the United States, the law is so fucking ridiculously complicated. It is heartbreaking to hear how complicated the law about unions is. For example, in the United States, you can specialize in being just a union lawyer. Your entire life is dedicated to simply knowing the rules about how unions work and what businesses are and are not allowed to do when they interact with them. That's it. They dedicate their lives to that because it's so complicated that if you get into it, you have to. Like, for example, I actually had to deal with this not too long ago because I'm very well aware of union law simply because I used to, when I sold life insurance, our primary customers were union members or previous union members who are still receiving benefits from the union that they were a part of. And I just because of the nature of that, I learned a lot about union law. And one of the, for example, in the state of Pennsylvania, union law is different by state as well, not blanket across the board, but union law is different based on the state you're in. So speaking specifically of Pennsylvania union law, if a union starts talking to, like, say an employee is literally working, like they are at work right now, if a union member comes up to them and starts asking them questions or anything like that, me as an employer, as an HR person, I can do literally fuck all to stop them. If I ask them to leave, I can actually get in really big trouble legally. So yeah. There's a lot of really bizarre rules with unions that came from the 1950s when unions were significantly more powerful and had a lot more protections around them than they do today. And because of that, they are extremely complicated to deal with, and all of their representatives know all of the union law because it's literally their job, and they do everything they possibly can to trick employers, to fuck them over, they do everything they possibly can to fuck you at every corner as an employer. I mean, it's literally their job. It's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to give benefits to an employee, so that's literally their job. And it's the business's job to be knowledgeable about how they work and what their laws are. So I don't really blame either side. I see this as a neutral thing. I just wish that the laws were less complicated. That's all.
I just wish the U.S. had, like, strong unions.
They do.
Oh, yeah, they have, like, a few, and they're, like, the worst unions. There's, like, the cop union, which is awful.
The nurses union is the largest union in the United States.
Pretty sure that's the police union.
No, it's the nurses union, and it's not even close. Like, you borderline can't work in a hospital unless you are a part of the nurses union. And the nurses union, actually, because in the United States, as a union, you don't have to go after specifically the people who are related to your occupation. Like, it just has to be vaguely related. So in the nurses union, you can include nurse practitioners, you can include LPNs, you can include RNs, you can include some doctors depending on what their responsibilities are, you can include some medical assistants depending on what their responsibilities are, but like, they don't have to have the job title nurse in order to be in the nurses union. So pretty much it's the case, for the most part, that if you work in a hospital, you're eligible for the nurses union, depending on your responsibilities. No, Nick, it's just like I told you. It's not how shit the US is. The US is just, it depends on who you are. If you're an excessively wealthy person with an amazing job, it's the best place to live ever. Period. You literally get to walk around as though you were a king. But if you are on the other end where you have a shitty job and you're just not, like, really getting it, it sucks ass. You may as well be living in Colombia.
Yeah.
For the average person. No, I actually think that for the average person, it's still quite good. I think that the problem is that when you describe average person, who is the average person? Because if we're talking about the average person, they typically make about $47,000 a year in the United States, which is the most of any country in the world. And when can I feel like a king there? Do you have money? Like, what's the money threshold? It depends.
I mean, yeah. Like,
so, like, I'd say it's more like an income threshold, not a money threshold. Like, the raw amount of money you have doesn't matter as much as the income that you have, I think. I mean, to a certain extent. But the thing is, Nick, if you have a lot of money in the United States, you automatically can have a large income. Like, for example, if you have $1 million, you are guaranteed $100,000 a year just sitting on your ass doing nothing.
The
You can-
downside of this is like, even if you say like you're making like decent money.
What's decent money to
depends on
you?
where- Depends on where you live.
What-
if you're making,
what's
like,
decent money to you?
46,000 Like I don't know, like 60,000 a year.
That is not good money.
I mean, most people are making like 40,000 a year, so.
No, the average person makes $40,000. Well, $44,000 a year, I think it is, right?
And $44,000 a year would do. You're not even able to live off that in a lot of cities.
Oh, no, I don't disagree with you. That's terrible. That's abysmal. It needs to get much higher. But you have to understand, when we talk about averages, it's really skewed towards the
Not to
really
mention
super
the
rich
fact that
people and the really super poor people.
Even if you're making like good money, like it's still like hard to even get a house because houses go for.
Yeah,
fucking-
that's just not true.
Dude, are you out of your mind?
Cody, I make
guess-
$65,000 a year, and I'm going to be able to buy a house within the next 6 months. It's really not that crazy. You just have to have some amount of personal responsibility with your money.
Okay, well, that's what you want to believe, I guess.
No, it's just true. I am going to be able to buy a house within the next 6 months, and I do
sure,
make
I'm sure.
$65,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I also am living in an apartment that costs a significantly large amount of money. Yet I'm still able to save that up and buy a house. I'm saying it's possible on an average person's income.
Not when houses are like $400,000 for a shitty house.
That really depends on where you live. Like, there are plenty of houses around where I live right now that cost $200,000, and they're good houses. Like, they're not shit.
I still feel like $200,000 for a house is ridiculous.
I think you're a lunatic if you think that's ridiculous. How much do you think that a house should cost?
I think housing should be a universal right. I don't think
That doesn't
housing,
make any
like-
sense at all. Somebody has to pay for
Really?
it.
You think like the right to like owning like having a house. You think the right to like basically being able to survive and not be homeless?
No,
is
that's
not.
it's not surviving and being homeless, you fool. You are making an extremely false equivalency there. If you ask me, do I think that people should be entitled to a minimum of a communal apartment building where they can survive in? Yes, I do. Do I think that everyone needs to be entitled to a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house? No, I don't.
When did I say that?
You said a house. Specifically, you said home ownership.
I said housing should be a universal right.
No, you said owning a house should be a universal right. And I said no.
Okay, let me.
So what do
rephrase.
you think that people should be entitled to by right? That's my question for you.
A place to live.
What does that mean? What is the minimum of considered a place to live? You could live in a cave. You could.
I'm not getting in goofy semantics. You know what I mean when I say that.
No, I don't, and I'm asking you for a reason. Like, I need to know. Because some people, when they say universal housing, they talk about owning a house. Like, you own a house. I think that there should be some kind of minimum subsidy to help certain people when it comes to getting an apartment. Or I also think that credit scores shouldn't be applicable for most people to be able to get an apartment. But past giving people, like, a place to rent, I don't think that it's fair to just say you should just have a house. Like, I think that having minimums in place to protect vulnerable groups, I think that that's fair. But homeownership is a different story. You don't need to own a house.
Sure, but also like, I mean, I agree, But
Oh,
my
okay.
concern would be like the fact that landlords are like universally like pieces of shit.
That doesn't matter.
So
That means literally nothing. Like private landlords is almost a completely non-existent thing. Something like 90% of the apartment market is owned by companies, like big businesses, and they don't have individual landlords. The only time when you're talking about like individual landlords that are pieces of shit, it's like in the off shot that you're not in a rent controlled apartment that's like Section 7 and you're extremely impoverished. But if you're extremely impoverished, you can normally get Section 7 or Section 8. Like, these things are in place already. And I'm not going to lie to you, the existence of these, like, Section 8 homes or apartment communities and, like, the rent-controlled apartments has legitimately, like, people like me who are middle income that I can't afford a house yet, but I still need an apartment to live in. People like me who are in my income range and my age, we're completely fucked out of the market by these rent-controlled and Section 8 apartments, because it's great that they're giving these apartments and places to live to these poor people to help them with benefits. I have no problem with that at all. That's totally fine. But it makes it so that I can't be in the market. I'm not allowed to even try to apply for one of those apartments. Because the way that the system is set up, and I have a problem with the system, by the way, not the people who are benefiting from it, obviously. I have no issue with providing housing to the poor. But I do have an issue with there being perfectly good housing and the system having things sectioned off in a way where, nope, sorry, only poor people get to live here. You're not poor enough to live there, sorry. And then I'm just sectioned out of the market there. I just have no choice. And especially in my region, in like the Philadelphia metropolitan area, there is a huge number of rent-controlled apartments that I'm not allowed to have access to. And because people, like, for example, you want to talk about landlords, these landlords and big businesses alike, when they get the Section 8 housing or the rent-controlled apartments, they can get a big fat subsidy from the government for having those that is higher than they could reasonably charge me for rent for competing in the market. And because they get that fat subsidy for the government, they're able to offer an extremely low price to, like, poor folks who want to get that apartment, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm totally fine with applying or giving people housing that are poor. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is telling me, no, you're not allowed to have this perfectly fine apartment simply because you have too much money. That's retarded. That makes no sense. So the problem isn't dickhead landlords or dickhead poor people. That's not the issue at all. The issue is that the system is fucking retarded. Like, the way that the welfare system works is fucking ridiculous. It's so bad. Like, for example, in the US, let's say you have a job at McDonald's, right? And you're making $19,000 a year, but because you have a job and you are impoverished, you're receiving welfare. So the benefits in total that you're eligible for, like between food stamps, welfare, things like that, maybe even Social Security if you're handicapped in some way. But because of the way that the system is structured, if you make $20,001, you lose all $20,000 of the benefits that you've just accrued. So what the hell is anybody's incentive to go from $19,999 to $20,001? Nobody has any incentive to do that, just like nobody has any incentive to offer people in my income range affordable housing. The problem is that all of the focus right now is going towards impoverished people and wealthy people. The people in the middle are just getting completely left out of the fucking conversation.
I feel like the poor people are like getting fucked the hardest in America.
I don't think so at all. They have access to welfare
Really?
benefits. They have access to all kinds of government programs that they can be eligible for.
Where they live, I mean, if they live in like
Let's just be real here, Cody. A vast majority of people live on the East Coast and the West Coast in cities that are extremely leaning towards one political direction where they can get the help. Most cities, like full cities, real cities, offer this kind of assistance to people. And quite frankly, the states and cities that have the largest burden on the welfare system are the ones that are like the red states, really. Like Louisiana and Alabama and Mississippi, they absorb way more of the welfare money that's set aside than the blue states do. They use it more. They have more poor people. They help them more. It's bizarre, and it's weird, and it doesn't make any sense. But they get more funding than the blue states do. Like Pennsylvania, for example, doesn't get nearly as much funding as Louisiana does to help with welfare problems. And that's completely the opposite of how you'd expect it to be, but that is how it is. And then on top of that, you're talking about being in one state versus another. Like, sure, you might be able to get more help if you live in certain states than other states, but there's a lot of federal programs that are available for you as well.
I don't know. I think the U.S. could do a way better, like a social safety net.
I agree with you. I did not disagree with you at all. I even attest that having affordable housing, or even providing it completely free other than paid for by taxes for the extremely impoverished housing, I'm okay with that. That sounds like a great idea. I think that you can't possibly expect somebody who is on the border of being homeless to be able to get it together well enough to actually do a good job at work and produce things for our economy to make it go. I don't think that that's a reasonable expectation to put on people, and I think that removing the burden of paying rent every month in some way or another, maybe a subsidy, maybe not, I don't know, but if you remove that burden from those impoverished people, they'll have a better opportunity to improve themselves in a way where they can then go back to work with a new suit or something that gives them huge amounts of confidence, or just, like, the little things matter. You know what I mean? Like, somebody being able to eat or somebody being able to shower in the morning instead of having to pay for their rent, that can be literally the difference between them being a good employee that performs well and being a shithead that gets fired. That is the difference for a lot of people. And I think that that's a great thing to provide.
It's more so just the fact that, like, it's super, like we actively, like, lose money on, like, the homeless. Like, it's inefficient.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a dumbass thing.
Cities are paying millions for anti-homeless, like...
Oh, yeah. It's stupid. They're literally paying more for anti-homeless shit than they would pay to just give people, like, some kind of housing. It's fucking retarded. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's mentally ill. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, it's dumb. However, I will say that I don't think the solution is to just go completely in one direction and say, hey, we're struggling here for one reason or another, and just immediately throw everyone to the economy, like throw the economy completely under the bus and say, everyone needs to be guaranteed the right to own a house. I'm not claiming that you said that when I say this. I'm saying that there are people who do claim that, and it's a step too far in one direction. It's just too much too fast. It's going to completely destabilize the economy, and that's just the unfortunate nature of how decisions like this pan out. Like, for example, do I support some kind of basic universal healthcare? Of course I do. It'd be stupid not to. However, to just simply say we need to just ban private healthcare across the board and have a socialized medicine system straight up instantly right now, do it this second, you're going to completely destabilize the economy and do a lot more harm than good, rather than just having a plan set up where that kind of thing fully takes effect over the course of 10 years of time.
I mean, while that's true, it doesn't matter because nothing that we're talking about will ever be implemented in the U.S. anyways.
I'm not talking about what's being implemented. I'm talking about what would be an actually good solution. And I don't think that it's helpful to throw out there, oh, just give everyone free houses, when instead we could say, let's help people with housing a little. Because people do listen, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess like my thing is that like the semantics don't really matter when it's never gonna happen anyway.
The semantics always matter. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that the argument that we're discussing right now is semantic. I don't think this is semantics. We're talking about actual, real, tangible policy differences.
Yeah, sure. Like, UBI, like, I think it's stupid to say we should get rid of all, like, private insurances. And I think, like, there should be a universal, like, health insurance. There should be a UBI of some kind. There should be, like, safety nets for people. But it doesn't matter because it's never going to happen in this country. So it's...
Maybe not. I mean, it's happened in the country in the past already, and then it went away. There's no... See, the problem here is that you're using words that are too strict. You shouldn't say never. Never, that just doesn't make sense. Like, we are already seeing a huge amount of progress in the United States in just the past 4 years. Could somebody come in and ruin all of that progress over the past 4 years? Yeah, of course. Of course that could happen. But does that mean that we should immediately stop pursuing important goals because we're afraid that someone is going to come around and ruin it? No, we should pursue those positive things anyway.
I mean, we can, but like, there's a very real reality that like Trump just gets reelected and everything's fucked, right? So like,
sure, but there's hey, let me put it to you this way: maybe he gets reelected and he's a changed man. It's possible. No, it's possible.
It's not.
Yes, it is. It's possible whether you like it or not. Maybe he has a completely different take on economics the second he takes office. You don't know. He could. It might happen. It could. I mean, I'm not saying it's likely at all. But I'm saying the problem with the reason that I got into this with you is because I have this very serious problem with the way that people put things in absolutes. I hate it when people say, this can never happen. This won't ever happen. It is impossible. No, it's definitely possible. And quite frankly, we're seeing a lot of positive change. For example, one of the first things that Biden did when he took office is he started to address the housing issues by providing subsidies to home builders so that they could build more houses, or providing subsidies to manufactured home manufacturers who make like the really cheap accessible mobile homes. He opened up laws that make it impossible for people to build mobile home communities, which are an extremely huge benefit to the poor because they provide an extremely good opportunity for single family detached housing that people can actually have access to because it's cheap. And he provided all of these subsidies to people so that they could do these things, and it has had effects on making the economy better and lowering the cost of houses. However, what I'm saying is, you can't say these things are never going to happen. They're already in the works.
Yeah, but like the current political stability in the U.S. is too fucked for like this to ever... like basically we would have to like make it like constitutional, and that won't ever happen. It's not.
Why would we need to make it constitutional? That's not true. What needs to happen is that... No. This is what's going to happen. Yeah, of course I'm reading the chat, Nick. I'm just in the middle of a conversation, silly. And I don't know why Mark didn't moan into microphone. He should have. But what I'm trying to say is, we don't need a constitutional amendment to change this stuff. Like, that's just silly. That's too much. Like, that's just crazy talk. It's unnecessary. What we need is somebody who comes in like Biden has and makes the changes that he has, but on a much larger scale and over a longer period of time. And quite frankly, if he gets another 4 years, he's going to be able to accomplish a lot more of his goals. I don't think he's going to get another 4 years, though,
sure.
but that's not the
we
point.
get,
But what
like-
I'm saying is, we need a cultural shift. Like, once people start getting these things and feeling these benefits and experiencing the fun, that's
Yeah,
that's
what
when
you're
people are
saying
going to
is
start just
that
voting for people like that.
you're forgetting the fact that like he can only do it to the House and the Congress are in the Dems' favor, which probably ain't gonna happen.
Maybe.
Like, and even
I'm not
when
so
it does
convinced.
happen, even when it does happen, there are Democrats in quotation marks who purposely like steamroll things anyways. They just
Very
fuck it over.
recently, that has been a problem for Joe Biden specifically and certain coalitions in Congress. But to suggest that that is always the case, or will always be the case, or even has always been the case, is just silly. For the most part, there isn't a 50-50 split in Congress. For the most part, one party normally has control.
Yeah, the problem is that like the Democratic Party doesn't actually want to get anything done.
Sure,
Like,
I agree with you. I didn't say I supported Democrats. I didn't say I supported
And-
Republicans either.
So there's always going to be.
I support me.
continually,
I'm
like-
right. Vote for me.
I don't know. Like, there's just too many things that have to happen, and the reason I say they'd have to make things like constitutional is because, like, say like we get like a really like progressive president, right? And he does all this good shit,
Sure.
and then like somehow he loses the next election to a Republican. That Republican can literally go, okay, none of that matters now, and erase all of it.
So, see, the problem here is that you're using the word Republican. I don't like Republicans either. I also don't like Democrats. Fuck them. They're both scumbags.
Yes, they are, but
So, I mean, I don't understand your point. See, I think the problem here, Cody, with what you're saying and prophesizing, is that you're expecting them to be different from that. Stop doing that. You need to... Cody, you're trying to rewrite the rules of the game instead of just playing the game. You have to play the game.
I'm not sure I.
And yes, Nick,
like,
I am running for president now. Vote for me. Even
like,
though
a
you're in
third
Germany.
Third party's not happening. It's just not possible in the U.S.
I mean, third parties and fourth parties and fifth parties are what the U.S. was for a vast majority of its history.
Yeah, sure, but not anymore.
Only
It's not
after World War
possible.
II did we switch to two. And to
Like,
be
the
honest
Green
with you,
Party
that
is
doesn't
dead.
matter. It like
Voting-
party shifts are a thing. They happen frequently in U.S. history.
Yes, they do, but the problem is that like the Republican Party is fucking gone the fascist crazy route. They've lost
Some
their
of
shit.
them have, yes.
I would argue that like
I would argue
don't
that
know.
there's maybe 5 members of the House of Representatives that I would say have gone full crazy. I would say that there's also maybe 4 senators that I'm not a fan of. But that is
I mean,
by
there's
no
obviously,
means a
like-
majority.
there's obviously a major like fracture in the Republican Party that could like actually just explode it. which
I
is
would say the
possible,
same thing
like,
about the Democrat Party.
I
I think there's a
would not.
huge fracture in the Democratic Party between the establishment Democrats and the progressive Democrats. They argue with each other all the fucking time.
Yeah, they do, but like we're never gonna have a progressive like presidential candidate running for the DNC.
Why?
So,
If
because
that's what they think that
purposely-
people will vote for, that's what they will do.
they will purposely kill them. Like they will just pull Bernie and just completely like fuck them.
Yeah, I just think that that's just... I think you're picking cherries in a cherry field. Like, you're picking out specific examples that you want to say, and you're generalizing that to everything. But in all reality, we've had many progressive presidents in the United States. Many. And like the thing is, my whole stance on who I want to be in charge at any given time isn't driven by this idea that there are progressives and regressives and conservatives. My whole viewpoint is that I just want to see things happening. Like the thing that drives me that drives me the most crazy is that I never see one united view just happening. I think that when the US is at its best, it's when people are united towards one goal. They have an idea of what they want. It stays that way for like 20, 30 years, and then we're good for 20 or 30 years. And normally it fucks up for the next 20 years after. But like
we've never been less united.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, there was literally a civil war at one point in the United States. Again, probably less united than.
We're not far off from that.
Yes, we are.
reality.
We are far off, dude. It's not even close, man.
We had an insurrection attempt. I don't know. It's pretty.
Yeah, sure, with a couple thousand people.
I mean, I think they would get curb stomped. It wouldn't be like an actual war, but I do think
That
it's very possible.
if it's just a little insurrection, it is literally not a civil war.
Sure, that's not.
There have been insurrections all over the place throughout all of American history.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, what
I'm
you're
just
saying is
that,
that it's never been less united than right now, and I said the Civil War is significantly less union.
Sure, I don't disagree, but like that's just, you know what I meant. You know
I think that it's overblown, is what I think. I think that a lot of people in the media, and I mean, it's just a good talking point to get attention anyway, but I think that in all honesty, the same as it's ever been.
Yeah, I just don't know how you can say that. I don't know.
Because bad things are happening all the time.
Do you not get what he's trying to say there?
No, he's not saying he doesn't understand. He's saying he disagrees with me.
Yeah, I'm saying. I'm asking why. Like,
because he already said that. He said he thinks it's particularly bad right now, and worthy of note because of how horrible it is.
But why? Because of January 6th?
Because of a number of reasons, like the crazy like shift in the Republican Party to more like psychopathic like kill all trans people shit and like all this other crazy rhetoric.
Oh God, the problem is you're talking about such a small amount of the party. Like you're saying, imagine I said this, Cody. Imagine I went, all French people are communists. Of course, your response would be, not all French people are communists. Are you crazy?
Actually.
I'm saying there's more MAGAs in the Republican Party than there are not.
What are you defining as the Republican Party? Are you talking about the people that are currently elected or their electorate? Which one? Because when you say, if you tell me that the voters are a part of the electorate, I'm going to say no, you're just objectively wrong. Demonstrably, even. Nick, they are not all communist.
No, Nick's right.
Fuck off.
Work-shy, communist peasants.
I hate you so much. We know, Nick. Don't worry. We know you're German. You don't have to assert it. Nick, how are you simultaneously the most German and least German person I've ever met in my life? My whole point is, I just don't like how you're saying these things because, quite frankly, Cody, and you know this, me and you agree on many political issues. I just don't like when you have this all or nothing mindset. It makes things impossible to actually discuss. I
mean, I guess it's just like hard to like.
It's a hard pill to swallow.
It's very like, it's very easy, and it's actually like more copium, I feel like, or I guess like hopium, whatever the term is, to like assume things are capable of getting better right now in the way the U.S. landscape is.
Cody, would you make the argument that being optimistic about every single situation is inherently a logical fallacy? Being optimistic. Like, you think everything is going to go well. Do you think that that is inherently a logical fallacy?
I guess.
Well, yes or no?
I think, like, thinking everything is gonna go good is probably pretty stupid.
Do you think that it's illogical? I'm asking you if it's a logical fallacy, not if it's stupid. Plenty of very smart people have cognitive biases and follow fallacy.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Like, so that's
Good,
the
I'm
thing,
glad
like,
you know. So you obviously know how ridiculous that would be. I think the same thing applies to the pessimistic worldview as well. Like, you can't be optimistic about everything. You also can't be pessimistic about everything. And quite frankly, when you look at things from a more take it as it is kind of view, you kind of start to appreciate how good most things actually are. Like, it just is the case that, for the most part, things are not that bad. Things are actually pretty good. Like, I'm saying that I think it would be better if you took a pessimistic lean rather than a optimistic lean. Oh, yes, Nick. Yes, it is. I was actually planning on ending 30 minutes ago, but this was so fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I've been on 2 separate smoke breaks already.
Jesus.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom.
I mean, I'd prefer if it didn't have to be, but I'm not really being given much of a reason to think otherwise.
Yes, you are. You were literally just telling me earlier that you think that Biden has done some real good shit recently in the past 4 years. He's doing great. So that's good. So not everything is bad.
Except it's all gonna get completely
You don't
deleted
know
once.
that. And even if it does, there will still be good things.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. I don't know if I just can't fathom that being the case. If
I'm saying that that's a problem. You need to take a step back and evaluate the worldview of pessimism that you've established here. Because you've admitted that there are good things. So if there's good things now, why is it impossible for there to be good things in the future?
well, first there has to be a future to begin with.
Oh
The way
my
global
god,
warming is
come
going.
on, dude. You're totally changing the subject to be a silly goofball.
No, but it's true though. Like cool. Like yeah, we finally become a social utopia in the year 2060 when the planet's decimated and there's like 2 places on Earth you can live.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeehaw! We finally did it. Like, it's too late at that point. Like,
Cody,
we're on a clock.
it's never too late. Nothing is ever too late. And that's just not how things work. And you don't know that.
Man, I know what the scientists are saying, and
Yeah, I also know what people report so that they can get a huge amount of clicks when they don't really know one way or the other. And I'm also saying It doesn't matter. Cody, let me ask you a question. If you were to guaranteed, you don't know it, but you're guaranteed to die 2 days from now, are you going to change the way that you're living at all right now?
No, I don't guess so.
Of course you wouldn't. So why are you going to take this thing that might happen 60 years from now and just take it and run with it?
Because I think it matters that we do something now while we still can.
Sure, I agree. Hold on, I'll be right back. But yeah, the insanely pessimistic worldview, it just doesn't help you, me, or anyone else. And it just doesn't, it doesn't reflect reality. And even if it is the case, like, let's say that, and everything goes the opposite of how you want it to go, it still doesn't make your pessimistic worldview valid. It's just a bad predictive tool.
Yeah, I wouldn't really, I don't know. I don't really consider myself a pessimist. I think I consider myself more of like a realist.
Yeah, most pessimists do.
I'm sorry, but if you think that nothing is going to change, then that doesn't make you realist, because things can change.
No, it's not things can change. They do nothing except change. All the time.
I never said things can't change. I'm saying that, like, the change isn't going to be good.
Why?
Because of the current, like, political landscape doesn't allow for, like, good things to remain good.
Why? I don't think that's the case at all.
Because we have a majority conservative MAGA Supreme Court that's for life.
Okay.
For some reason.
They can always change the number of seats.
Yeah, except the Democrats refuse to do it. And
Sure,
when they do try
that
and
doesn't
do it,
mean
the
they
Republicans
won't.
steal it from them.
That's not how that works.
I don't know.
Bye-bye, Nick.
Alright, have a nice night, Nick. But I'm just trying to say, the pessimistic worldview isn't a realistic worldview. It is a pessimistic worldview. The actual realistic worldview is things change. There's some positive, some negative, some neutral. That's a realistic worldview. I don't want you to be an optimist either. I'm over that. But yeah, I gotta get ready to get a shower, so have a nice night, everybody. Remember, I love each and every single one of yous, and of course,